And again, welcome. My name is Ms. Young. I am currently temporarily the psychology advisor for freshman and sophomore majors. Today, we're going to do 4-year planning. And then I'm going to open it up for answering questions that you may have had, since I know that students registered and they may not have been able to get the courses that they had planned to do. So we just want to make sure that you understand that as long as you're taking something on your scheme, you are still on track to graduate when you need to. All right, so I'm going to share my screen now, and I'm going to show you the academic plan, and I sent it to you in an email. So I'm going to turn off my camera so we can focus. All right, so this is the academic plan. I found this plan. I thought it was very efficient for what we wanted to do today. And also, it provided a summer session, which I think is important, being as though some of the students didn't get the courses that they wanted. They may want to take summer courses. So I'm going to integrate that into the discussion today. So when filling out this form, you can present this form to your academic advisor explaining, these are the courses that I plan to take. Are you able to review these and determine if these are still within my major or my program for completion? So let's go over it today. I've already picked out my mock person to do a schedule based off of and to add summer courses as a psychology major. So this, of course, may vary based on what you took, but as long as you're following your scheme, then you should be fine with making a schedule just the same way. So the first thing I'm going to add is my psychology 001, and that's going to be about 4 credit hours. And I'm going to add my English 10. Let's go with 102 today, and that's going to be 3 credits. And keep in mind, those students who have come or watched the video of the other previous sessions have already done these schedules. But I'm just gonna go through showing you how to do a completed 4-year one and what you need to change as you go about and what you need to track. So we're gonna do a math. If you did not have a math this semester or the first semester that you were here, it's perfectly okay as long as you take your math before you graduate. So I'm going to have Math 005, and that's going to be about 4 credits. And then I'm going to add some other courses that I may have been placed into. So some students were placed in the Afro course, so Afro 005. Some people received philosophy. Some people received a Sociology 001. Those are all acceptable courses. They all fit a category. And when you're filling out this sheet, if you want to make sure that you are hitting all of the categories that you want, you can always color code the box. So you can go in and say, okay, all of my major courses, I'm going to highlight yellow. All of my co-ops requirements or my Englishes, I'm going to color code a different color. So it's really up to you if you want to do that, if you want to make a code out of completing your courses. So right now we're looking at, I have 14 credits. So I have 4 for my psych, 3 for my English, 4 for my math, and another 3 for my Afro. So I'm looking at 7 here, 7 here is giving me 14. And so we know the minimum to keep scholarships and recommended for you to take each semester is 15. Some people may have 16, some people may have 17. It varies based on the courses that you need. You may have had Math 006, which is only 3 credits. So that would take you to 13 credits. So your advisor may have added a course or 2 more courses to complete a 15 to 17 credit range. So we're going to add philosophy 005. Okay, so right now I should have about 17 credits. Okay, and then the fall semester we created your schedule, and then the spring semester you created your schedule. So keep in mind this is going to be like an ideal schedule, but yours will definitely always vary. So we're going to do Psych 002, which is my research and design. And if you want to, you can put in research and design to help you remember. These notes are strictly for you as a student. And then I'm going to put in ENGW 103. So this is going to be 4 credits for my psych course. And then my English is going to be 3 credits. And then I'm going to take my second math, and I have chosen to do Math 009, which is 4 credits. I have already done my Afro cluster and I only need 1. So in this semester, sometimes students will pick their language. They may pick another divisional course like a B or C or a divisional D type course. For this sake, I'm going to pick a language. So we're going to start at the basic language, which would be 3. Again, I'm at 14 credits, so I'm going to add another course here. And philosophy is a 1 semester course. So I may have to pick up a different requirement, such as a divisional B or C category course. So for this one, I'm going to add Soci 001. And my apologies, I forgot freshman seminar. So some people may have ranged between 17 credits. Some people may have ranged between 18 credits. It just depends on the math and what other courses you have. All right, and this is going to take me to 3 credits again. So right now I have 7 and 7, 14 plus another 3. I'm at 17 again. Now, let's just say you were not able to get in the Bio 101 because you want to go to medical school, but you weren't able to get any bio courses. So in the summertime, it is good to take general education type courses. There is no list that you can get from your advisor or from Howard that will say these are the list of approved classes. The courses are based on the schools that you attend. So if the school is an accredited institution recognized by the Department of Education, then it can be considered as a transfer credit. So we try to stay away from taking major specific courses. So you want to take stuff like Spanish or, sorry, your language in general, your maths, additional English courses. So if you weren't able to get into English any one of the semesters, then taking a general composition course at a community college would be helpful. If you weren't able to get the math that you want to get because of timing, then a math course, your language, your Hhpl. So if you're doing something or working over the summer and you don't have that much time, but you want to take at least something over the summer, then you can do one of your Hhpls like weight training or swimming. Due to the pandemic, I don't believe any school is really offering the swimming course itself. So you may just take a substitution such as Tai Chi, Judo, Jiu-Jitsu, or anything like that, or tennis. Any one of those type of courses will be good over the summer. Another course would be your basic bio and your basic chemistry courses. So if you plan on taking a course over the summer and you want to do a certain amount, let's just say you want to do Bio 101, which will be a 4 credit class, and maybe one of your Hhpl requirements, which will be, let's say we're going to take tennis over the summer. That's going to be a 1 credit class. So I'm now doing my 5 credits over the summer. This could be a physics 1 class. It could be a chemistry 1 course with chemistry lab. So this is for the courses. Summer is kind of built into your whole academic year. So if you're taking it within the summer, the only time that it can be included in your GPA is if you take it at Howard. If you take it outside of Howard, then you're basically just transferring in the course for the credit and to fulfill the requirement. The courses do not transfer over with a letter grade, therefore the grade cannot be included in your GPA. So if you're wanting to increase your GPA, then taking the courses at Howard would be the only way. However, if you're just looking to fulfill the requirements for medical school or for your program, then you can just simply take the course and transfer it in. I'll take questions in a minute, and you also can ask your questions in the chat box. There are advisors in the chat, and they should be able to answer your questions. All right, so we're gonna move on down to our second year. So freshmen will be moving to their second year. Second years will be moving to their junior year. We're going to keep going with our psych course, and it's going to be Psych 003, which is your stats class. The stats class is not a math course. This is a Psych Statistics 1 course. It can only be used in your psychology major. The math stats is only required or only an option in the math requirement or your divisional D category class, okay? So now we're going to go through and finish our requirements. At this time, in your second year, if you didn't get Psych 002, you may have been advised to take additional Psych electives. As long as you have foundations of Psych, you could have taken 2 or 3 Psych electives, that's fine. So we're going to add another Psych elective here. So let's just do Psych 023, which is neuropsych, and that's 4 credits, and that is 3 credits. And let's just say I wanted to take another psych course, which would be cognitive or developmental. We can do another 3 credit course here as well. And I want to finish taking my language. So I'm going to do Spanish 002. You also can do languages in the summertime, and at Howard, they actually combine the language. So if you want to do Spanish, you can do 1 and 2 in the first semester, and then you can do 3 and 4 in the second session. So we're going to do 3 here. And if you have increased your GPA to about a 3.0, then the max that you can take per each semester is going to be 21 credits. Not that you want to take that many, but some people want to graduate early, or they want a semester where they don't have as many courses. So in that case, you are able to do that, okay? So we're going to add another course, and at this time, we're going to add another Divisional A course. So I advise when you're filling out the sheet to use the word divisional and the requirement. When you put an actual requirement, such as Sociology 001, and you're not able to get Sociology 001, sometimes you may panic and be like, I put Sociology 001, I need that. But you need to be reminded that it's only the divisional that you're trying to fulfill. So it can be any divisional B or A requirement that you put down. So it's easier just to put the divisional requirement, and then you can look to see what's available and fits your time slot, okay? So we have about 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16 credits here. So we're gonna stop there, and we're gonna keep going. And stats 2 is also gonna be 4 credits. And I'm gonna add some more psych core domain classes, because I have 2 core domains and I need 4. And remember, this is a dreamy schedule and may not be at all what you did this time around. So I'm going to be in Spanish 3, sorry. And then I'm going to do another divisional. So I have 2 divisional Bs right now, and I only have 1 divisional A. So this is how you can color code to keep track of how many requirements you are completing. So right now I'm at 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16 again. And I'm going to show you the difference when you're not doing a summer session and we just finish out the 4-year plan. So now I have done my 2 psych electives here, my 2 psych cores here, my 2 psych cores here. So I finished up my 4 core domain classes, and I finished up my prerequisite courses. So I'm going to put my Psych Elective. And that can be any course between 3 and 4 credits if you're doing an internship. If you want to do an internship over the summer or do research, I do believe the psych department has an internship coordinator. You can also ask Dr. Roberts if there's a way for you to do research or internships. They did provide a breakdown list of who to reach out to find out about research opportunities and internships within the psych department. Once I find that information, I will be glad to redistribute it to the psych majors. And then I'm going to put another Psych Elective here. Now, I have purposely not put a minor listed because by this semester, spring semester, and your second year, you should have decided what your minor is going to be. The divisional categories are designed for you to figure out if there are options for you to minor in any one of the courses that you've taken. So we've taken Sociology 001 as a divisional B, so I'm going to include that as a minor. Minors are usually about 15 credits and they have one priority course. So sociology is going to be our priority course, prerequisite that every sociology major has to take. So I'm going to, instead of include a divisional B, I'm going to change, instead of adding another divisional, I'm going to add 2 minor courses. Now, I'm only doing an example late in this term because a lot of students have not figured out what they want their minor to be. So I want to show you that it's still possible for you to complete your minor if you do it later, as long as you're taking courses that you may feel you want to make a minor. So we're going to do 3 credits for each one of these. And so Soci 001 was the only requirement. So I'm going to do Soci, let's say 001, I'm sorry, 11. And then we have Soci 184, which I believe is medical sociology or urban sociology. So now I have my sociology here. And again, you can color code it for your minor. And then I have about 9 credits total. And I need about 6 credits remaining to finish out that minor. So I'm still able to do this within my junior and my senior year and still meet all of my divisional and my major requirements. So we're going to finish out. We're missing some more divisional A. So we're going to add our divisional A category course. We're going to add another Psych Elective. I believe I only have 2 more to go. And we're going to total up everything. So divisional A. Now you also have the option when you're writing out your divisional A, you can say divisional A, B, C, or D. And then as you actually register for the class, you can just erase the other options that you did not get. So if you got a D, then you can just erase A through C. Or if you got an A, you erase B through D so that you can keep track of what you're actually registering for. If you have changed your major or you plan to change your major, remember your divisional categories are going to change. The number of divisionals you are going to be required to take will definitely change. Okay, and I have not done any D, so I'm going to add another divisional D category or 1 divisional D category class. Because I'm going to medical school, that bio that I took can be considered one of my divisional Ds. So you can always put a note, SU 22, so that you know that you have one completed, you will have one completed or have completed one from the summer of 22. So this will be your last one that you need to complete. And then we'll go back to see what else we need to take. So we have our 2 divisional Bs. So we need another divisional A, it looks like. And we need some more minor courses. So we're gonna do our minors here. And then we're just gonna double check and make sure that we have everything. So we did not do Spanish 4. So we're gonna go back and add Spanish 4. And that's gonna take us to the 3 credits. So we're at 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. I have not added Hhpl requirements as well. Some people wait until the last semester that they're here to do their Hhpl. You have about 4 Hhpls to complete, so you can split them up if you like. They're only 1 credit courses. So if you're looking to take them in a semester to get exactly 16, then that's probably something that you want to save them for. The best time to try to get them is the spring of your sophomore year and then the junior year, unless you're going to take them over the summer. So we said we're going to do 1 over the summer. So really I only need 3. So I'm going to list 1 here, and then I'm going to remove this one. And then our minor credits are still going to be 3. And so we're going to go back and count our divisional A's, our English, our math, our philosophy, and make sure that we have everything that we need per the major. All right, we did our psych major. We have our foreign languages. We have our 2 maths. We do not have divisional C's. So we're missing 2 divisional C's. So we're going to split the divisional C's. And remember, this is not an ideal schedule. This is just what we need. We don't have speech. We have our Afro cluster. We have our core domain, our required, and we need our capstone. So Psych 011. And I think that should be it. So let's go through and double check and make sure that we have everything. And this is how you actually check to see if you are on track to graduate or not. Because I said that I'm going to medical school, I'm going to add my requirements. So I may have changed my mind based on this schedule. So we're going to do Bio 102, and that's 4 credits. That's 3 credits. And then Bio 200, which is genetics. And then we need 1 more chemistry 1 and lab. So that's 4 credits. We're looking at 4, looking at 1, 3, and 3. So clearly my schedule is completely packed, and I don't even have all of chemistry and physics on this schedule. So this may mean that I will have to go back and work this and do some summers, or recalculate what I want my minor to be. I could also switch out the sociology minor and make it a bio or chemistry minor, so that I'm getting all of my requirements and I'm not setting aside enough courses. Okay. Before I go back and count everything, I'm going to open it up for specific questions about what we just did. So you can unmute yourself and then I'll respond.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Just to repeat the last thing that you said, based off of this schedule, even though every semester there's 16 to 17 credits, this hypothetical student wouldn't be graduating on time if they don't take summer classes?
That's only if they are doing like a bio and a chem. They haven't made bio or chem their minor.
Okay, so that's kind of like a fall through, if that makes not technically a fall through course, but it's not really helping them.
Right.
And then also, is it normal, I guess, to declare your minor now for a sophomore? Like, I'm a sophomore, am I late to declaring my minor?
So no, there is no time period. It's recommended that you do it within your second semester because you'll need to make a schedule that includes the minor. But the minor is really 2 semesters you can complete it. So if it doesn't take you until junior year to do it, just know that as long as it's a social science, then you can put all of the classes in 2 semesters. But if it's like a natural science, like biology or chemistry, then yes, you do need to declare it early because those courses have to be done in order.
Okay, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So that would be the only reason why this scenario wouldn't work, because I had the bio done at the summer and then I did not add bio again. So let's just say registration was crazy and I'm not able to get in any of my bios. The longer it takes for me to complete the biology and the chemistry, the more that I'm adding another semester on to my current 4-year scheme. So if you're able to get into Bio 101 and then you're just going to take your pre-med requirements, if you're able to get in Bio 102 for the fall semester, but you're not able to still get in chemistry, you shouldn't wait. You should add it in the summertime and keep going anytime that you're not able to get anything, because it may run into a situation where you're not able to graduate on time because some of those classes have a prereq of another prereq. So for example, Orgo 1 has a prereq. Orgo 2 and lab has a prereq of Orgo 1. So you can't even move to Orgo 2 or the lab unless you do Orgo 1. Now you can take Orgo 2 and lab in the same semester, but that semester has to be after Orgo 1. So if you're taking Orgo 1 in your senior year, the year you're trying to graduate, that means you're going to be here in the summer doing Orgo 2 and lab together because you can't take them all together. Any other questions? I saw a hand raised.
I had a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I was wondering about is if you could repeat what you said about the summer Spanish courses, and you said something about how they can be combined. And then
no, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. And then my other question, I noticed how you put math 005 in the year 1 fall semester.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I took my freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to make sure that counts as a math requirement, because in DegreeWorks, it's stating that it doesn't.
It counts as a math requirement and a divisional D. So regardless of what you see in DegreeWorks, that is the requirement. The reason that it does show that way in DegreeWorks is because that Math 005 was created after DegreeWorks was created. So the system does not know to include it as a divisional D category. It was only programmed automatically as a math, but it does count for both categories. And regards to the language, I'm going to take out this bio 1 for our scenario, and I'm going to show you what happens in the summer session. So let's just say you want to do a language and you want to do Spanish 1 because that's the most popular language here. So you have the option of doing Spanish 1 for 3 credits, or they also offer Spanish 001 and 002 for 6 credits. So, and then the second session, they will offer Spanish 003 and 004. So essentially, you could finish your language in 2 sessions as opposed to 4 semesters, 2 years.
I see. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Give me one.
I had a question.
Yes.
So for that scenario with the Spanish 1 and 2, and the Spanish 3 and 4, would that be able to be taken over the summer?
Yes, but if the school offers it over the summer, Howard does always offer it for Spanish, French. Those are the only 2 that I've seen them combine, Spanish and French. If you're going to do an African language like Zulu or Swahili or Wolof, they offer a 6-credit study abroad experience. I believe they go to a place in Africa and you earn 6 credits for your African language. Yeah, I'm not familiar if other schools combine their language.
I have a clarifying question. Like, the people that you introduced earlier in the beginning, can we send like the forms to them, or the people in the chat? Was that who you're supposed to send it to?
So let me stop sharing, and since all the advisors are in the chat now, let me see if we can introduce them once again. And don't worry, they actually are going to send you a introductory email. So for the psychology major, it's going to be Constance Sanderlin is the new advisor. Constance, are you here?
I am here. I'm not sure why my camera isn't working.
No problem. You have plenty of time to meet with the students and for them to show your face.
Okay.
So Ms. Young, excuse me. So I'm gonna take my laptop over to Ms. Sanderlin so everyone can see who she is, okay? So they can put a face to the name.
Okay, thank you. If you're doing a change of major form, or you need a recommendation, or you need something signed or submitted, then in your psychology major, then Ms. Sanderlin is now the academic advisor for psychology freshmen and sophomores. Any emails after this date will be forwarded directly to her for her to respond to. If you would like for her to review your schedule, your plan, or anything like that, it will be Ms. Sanderlin. There's also Christopher Willis, who is a new advisor in the Center for Academic Excellence. He is dealing with criminology and Hhpl. So if you're going to minor in criminology or you're switching your major, there's Ms. Sanderlin. This is Ms. Constance Sanderlin. She is the psychology advisor new to Howard. So she will be the person you can meet with. She'll send out an introduction of herself and her office hours. She also will be in the chat with me after this session, and the days that I'm going to open up for your drop-in, she will be in those sessions, and then I'll transition it to her solely. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Sanderlin. And then Christopher, who I was explaining earlier, is the new criminology sociology advisor. So if you have specific questions about the criminology minor, then you can reach out to Christopher Willis. He will be sending out introductions to the criminology majors and minors. So you're welcome to email him. If you're going to be adding criminology or sociology as a minor, you're welcome to add him to the sign-in sheet. Genesis Neely is going to be the biology advisor. If you're going to be minoring in biology or switching your major from psychology to biology, then you are free to add Ms. Genesis Neely. She will be sending out an introduction of herself. Is Genesis in here?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay, sorry. So that is going to be Ms. Genesis. If you have questions specific to the biology degree and the requirements it takes for you to complete that as a major or minor, and what will happen if you switch your major, you can definitely reach out to Ms. Genesis. And then we have Mr. William Herbaline. Did I get the last name right?
Herbaline. Mr. H or Hebs will do.
Okay. Mr. H, he is going to be the political science, and have you had another one yet?
Just poli-sci.
Okay, so he's going to be strictly poli-sci. So if you plan on switching your major from psychology to political science or adding a political science minor, you're welcome to add him onto your form as well. He will be sending out an introduction to the poli-sci minor. So feel free to reach out once you have gotten that introduction to him. If you are switching over to Hhpl, or I'm sorry, not Hhpl. If you are switching over and out of any of the schools, you're welcome to talk to your actual major advisor currently, and then they will help you and tell you what the process is to switch out of the College of Arts and Sciences. All right, Rosie.
So my other question was if you could talk a little bit about the swimming requirement. I noticed that you said something about Tai Chi replacing swimming. I'm a sophomore and I took Tai Chi last semester, but does that like apply to sophomores, or is that more so like juniors and seniors?
So I'm going to post the rule in the chat for everyone. So right now we're currently in the pandemic. So while we're currently in the pandemic, students are not required to take the actual swimming course. So while we're in the pandemic, you have to substitute that swimming requirement with another course. It's suggested that you take Tai Chi, weight training, or Fitness 1. However, if by the time it's time for you to graduate and those courses are full, then you can pick any other Hhpl requirement that is a 1-credit class to complete that requirement. It is better to have too many Hhpls than not enough Hhpls. So if you take Tai Chi and Fitness 1 and exercise and wellness, but you couldn't get in that 4th one, and the only thing left for you to take was another activity, as long as you have completed the Hhpl requirements, the specific requirement isn't going to hinder your graduation process.
Thank you.
Emil?
When we want to send like the forms for like declaring a minor and choosing a major, we can send it to either one of the new advisors to have it signed, right? Or does it have to be specifically for, if you're psychology or criminology or whatever?
So your major advisor can sign off on your minor as long as it's within COAS. If it's outside of COAS, then it has to be approved by that school or college. But in the sake for academic excellence, any one of the advisors I just named can approve something within COAS.
Oh, so like I wanted my minor to be human development, so I have to find an advisor in human development to sign it?
Correct, because that minor is in the School of Education, you would have to reach out to the School of Ed. The contact for the School of Ed is Brandy Jackson. So I will put her name and email in the chat box. So if you're trying to declare human development, remember that is in the School of Education, not COAS.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sapphire?
It's just a quick question. So I was only able to take one psych course this whole year, and it's Foundations of Psych. And I know I still have to take new student orientation next semester. Am I able to take any other psych classes besides that one, or I have to complete that one first before doing anything else?
So you were able to take only Foundations, correct?
Yes.
Okay, this is a good question. So if you were able to only get into one foundations of Psych, which is Psych 001, you have met the prerequisite to take electives. So not the prerequisite for like research and design and stats 1 and 2, but you can take things like cognitive, neuro, social psych, developmental psych. You can take race and racism, psych and racism, clinical psychology. Foundations is the prerequisite for the electives and the core domain, just not the prerequisite courses like research, design, and stats. Those have to be taken in order. But if you're ever not able to get into one of those prerequisite courses, that when I say prerequisite, I'm talking about Psych 001, Psych 002, 3, and 4. You should always continuously take the electives until you finish all of your electives. Then you can come back and finish out your prerequisites.
Okay, thank you.
So yes, next semester, try to register for some of the core domain classes and the electives. Because you're only able to get into Psych 001, you probably will also be able to register for Psych 002, and then you should take as many core electives as you feel like you can handle.
So I could take new student orientation and developmental psych if I wanted to.
Yes, but you should talk, everyone who did not take new student orientation, remember that's a fall only class and it's usually for those students who just coming in for the fall. So you should really reach out to Dr. Roberts or your advisor within the psychology department to determine if you still need to take that class before you register for it. They may tell you to take a advanced level course to replace that 1 credit course. So they may say, do you plan on doing an internship where you can do this independent study for 1 credit instead of going back and doing an orientation class?
Okay. And you said Dr. Roberts, I can email about that?
Yes, I believe she is your fall, if you're incoming freshman, she is the freshman advisor, Dr. Roberts, and I believe Dr. Hhpl.
Okay.
I will post the advisors again in the chat. I think they already did though.
Yeah, they posted it.
Okay. Sapphire, your hand is still up. Do you still have a question?
Oh, no, sir, I'm paying it down.
Okay. Anaya?
I was just wondering, is Howard still offering 6 free credits to be taken during the summer?
Very good question. So in the past 3 summers that it has not been offered. There has been no indication that it will be offered again. So you should plan that it will not be offered. And then if it is offered, they will send you notification and tell you who qualifies to take it. But it hasn't been offered in the last 3 summers. So I don't suppose that it will be offered again.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes.
It's about what minor to choose. And I kind of would like to speak to someone about like talking through how to decide my minor. Is there someone I can speak to about that?
Yes, you can speak to your advisor. So today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the chat open. I'm going to close the recording and then I'm going to reopen this meeting and keep the chat open for today. And then I'm going to reopen it on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday for students to drop in and ask their questions. So in order to drop in, you must go log into your Bison advisor, and then the same times and dates will apply. So Bison advisor, I'll send that information out to you guys, letting you know how to drop in for me for the rest of the 3 days next week. And you can drop in and ask your questions, or you can come back a little later after this session, and then you can just drop in and ask your question.
Okay, and to clarify, like if we want to do a minor that's not in COAS, do we need to get that approved by anyone, or is that all right to do?
Yes, so if you are trying to do a minor in another school, so if you're trying to do a minor in communications or business, you have to talk to them first, because you need to find out what the requirements are to actually declare that as a minor. For example, if you're trying to do fine arts, then you have to do some minors require portfolios and auditions. So you can't just fill out a form and then send it to someone. It's going to sit there until you actually do what's required in order for you to do that minor, and then they will approve a form.
Okay, thank you.
Pre-med, I saw a question about pre-med requirements. Yes, pre-med requirements are usually, I've done a presentation on how to meet your pre-med requirements. If you are a psychology major, I've also sent in the group chat in your teams group, the requirements per the pre-med requirements. So if you are not in the teams group, you also can search my name in your email, and it will have the pre-med requirements for psychology majors. But pre-med requirements, I'll bring that up for you so that we can take a look really quickly. And this is going to be only the pre-med requirements and not how it's built into your system. So I'm going to share my screen. So these are the pre-med requirements. These are general requirements per any school. You'll have to always contact the school that you plan to attend to determine which one of these are required and which one of these are elective or suggested options. So Bio 101 and 102, it completes your sequence of 1 year or 2 semesters of a bio. Chemistry all the way up to organic chem. Some schools will say chemistry, inorganic, and organic. But this is why we say either make biology or chemistry a minor, because the requirements that it takes for you to be a minor, for example, chemistry is 19 credits, and it includes all of the requirements you need for medical school. So if you're planning to do dental, medical, or physician's assistant, then it makes it easier to do a bio or chemistry minor, and then you're not taking excess courses outside of your regular 120 scheme. Physics is also a requirement for medical school, and then math, usually they're requiring calculus and statistics. Some schools just say 1 year math. So you really have to determine what school you plan to attend to determine which math you should be choosing if you're going to medical school. Biochemistry 1, I believe, is a requirement for most schools, and then 2 is an option or suggested. Molecular biology and microbiology, these do not have to be the biology electives that you choose. Some people choose genetics. Some people choose a human anatomy type biology. I recommend microbiology because it's one of the first courses I think you take in your second semester of medical school. So it helps you if you had some type of introduction to microbiology before you take it. And then sociology and psychology are not required, but they are recommended for your MCAT. Most of the MCAT questions are really sociology and psychologically based with your science. So they want you to be able to answer the questions, but also have a bedside manner and an understanding of human interactions and things that go on. So taking sociology and psychology benefits you in the long run. And some of you will have the option to do neuropsychology as your elective option. So that also, if you're going to nursing school or physician's assistant school, neuropsychology is definitely a suggested course for you to take. There is not really a difference between pre-med and pre-health. There is no track here at Howard, so you can't really declare a pre-med or a pre-health. It really just determines what track you're going to be on. That's really, you have to take all of the same classes for each one of those. It's just a terminology used. Pre-law, if you're going to do pre-law, Howard does not have a pre-law track. However, the political science department does have suggested courses that you should take as pre-law. There is a pre-law club in poli-sci as well. There are no prerequisites to get into law school, so there aren't any really undergrad courses that you can take, but there are some suggested courses. So if you want to know what those are, you can go to political science, and I'll put it in the chat. So political science at Howard University bulletin. And political science has their own bulletin where you can pull up all of the courses, and there is a track for the pre-law. There's also a criminology pre-law track that the criminology department suggests a number of classes that you can take if you're trying to do more criminal side of law. If you are a first-time freshman, then the Teams group is, you probably already received the invitation for the Teams group. If you're a sophomore, then there isn't a Teams group for you right now. You're about to transition into the faculty. So all you need to do is reach out to an advisor to get what you need. So if you want the pre-law or any of the information that we went over today, just email me or Ms. Sanderlin, and I'll make sure you get the documents. I will be posting this recording on the Teams group, and I will post a link to the YouTube page so that you can watch any of the other recordings that you did not see today. All right, I'll do one last thing, which is how to check your status and make sure that you're on track for taking what you need. So I'm gonna go back to our makeshift scheme. And the one thing that you need to know, even if you're following degree work, some of you do not have access to your degree work. So always using your scheme to keep track of what you need to take. You are adding the total amounts here at the semester totals. So as you go through, you're going 17 plus 17 plus 16 plus 16 plus 15, and then whatever your remaining courses are. And then you're going to keep track of the total amount. If for any reason you come up short of 120 credits, then that is when you need to see an advisor. So if you're in your senior year and you're about to, or your junior year and you're about to finish out or get ready for your senior year, and you put in what you're estimated to take for your senior year, once you put in all those courses, if it still does not get you to 120 credits, then you can schedule a meeting with your faculty advisor as a junior and say, here is the plan that I created for all the classes that I have to take. It could be something as simple as your math is incorrect. It could be something as simple as you forgot an Hhpl, or you changed your major or your minor. You forgot your general elective requirements. But your junior year really is kind of like your checkpoint. So once you are in your junior year and you have solidified your schedule for your fall and your spring semester, you'll go in and you'll write what you plan to take for the fall and the spring semester of your final year. Once you've calculated everything that you've taken, if it does not get you to a 120 credits, then that is when you need to see an advisor because something may be wrong. Remember, your requirements to graduate from Howard is a minimum of 120 earned credits. So that means everything that you have a grade for, a passing grade for, is considered earned credits. You must have above a 2.0 GPA. So if you are at a 3.8, then we don't need to worry about the GPA requirement. If you're at a 2.5 and you're not doing well in your junior classes, that GPA is possibly going to drop, and that can affect you completing the minimum requirement. And then once you get to senior year, you have to be registered for all the courses you need to graduate. So if you are still missing requirements during pre-clearance, you can be denied. If you have transfer credits from study abroad that haven't come over, then you are not completing or have not registered for all the classes that you need. So everything needs to be in by the time that you come to this senior semester, even when you're planning it in your junior year. If you don't see your study abroad or the transfer credits that you have taken over the summer still have not been applied, this junior year is when you're trying to clean up everything that you may prevent you from actually finishing when it comes to senior year. When you come to senior year, you shouldn't be really meeting with an advisor. You really should only be submitting your documentation that you have met all the requirements to receive your degree. Okay. Any questions about that, Nia?
I'm sorry, my hand was still up from before.
Okay. Any questions on tracking your progress? Okay. Well, I will open it up for the remaining set of questions before we close it out. Does anyone have any questions pertaining to anything that has gone on for the fall, the spring semester, or registration, or anything that you've heard or been told that you want to clear up from an actual advisor? Okay, sounds good. All right, so I want to thank everyone for coming today. Me and Ms. Sanderlin I'm going to close the group and the recording, and then I'm going to reopen it in 5 minutes. So those who want to come back in and see an advisor individually, you are welcome to do that in the next 5 minutes. And those who aren't able to, I will reopen this room on Monday from 9 to 3, on Tuesday from 9 to 3, and Wednesday from 9 to 3. And I will send that out to you in the email or in the Teams group. There's a question about reapplying for HU scholarships if you lose them. Good question. If you happen to lose your scholarship, you have the ability to appeal to regain your scholarship. However, appeals are not guaranteed that your scholarship will be reapplied. So if for any reason you lose your scholarship, you should start looking for additional funding just in case that appeal is not approved. There are several organizations. There's the Sisters of HU who assists with scholarships. There's also the HU Student Association that works with organizations and funding. And then there's your alumni association in your area. So if you're from a city or a state that has a HU recognized alumni association, they usually have a budget where they assist with students who may need funding. So you can always reach out to your local HU, do your HU introduction, and let them know that you may be interested in any scholarships or funding to assist you during your matriculation at Howard. If you're going to do any private loans, the best kind of loans to probably try to look at, it will probably be from a credit union, or if your parents belong to a credit union, the interest rates are a little bit lower than federal loans and regular bank loans. So those are also options for you as well.
I have a question. The summer classes, are they available to be virtual?
That we do not know yet. So stay tuned. They have not posted any information about summer courses. So we don't know if they're going to be a hybrid all in-person or virtual. There are some courses that are always virtual in the summer, but I have not gotten any word on those.
Sorry, and then just specifically for Spanish, typically in the past, was that online or in person?
The Spanish courses have been, the only time that they were online was in 2020 when all of the university was online. Every other year they have been in-person courses.
Okay. And we're still able to stay on the dorm in the summertime, right?
Yes, the dorms are available in the summertime for you to live. However, that is a separate fee. It is not included in your regular tuition. So you will have to talk to financial aid to see if that would need to be an out-of-pocket expense or something that your aid can be used for.
And then our aid does have to be used for the actual classes, correct?
I'm going to defer to financial aid because I don't know what types of aid you all have and what the stipulations are for those. So you can ask specific financial questions to the financial aid office.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Any other questions before I close it out?
The form wasn't working for me to sign.
Which
It
form?
said it doesn't exist. To sign in the beginning of the meeting, the link you sent.
I will resend it.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions? All right, I'm going to close this session and reopen it in 5 minutes for those who want to jump back in, and I will call you one by one if you want to meet. Thank you for coming today, and I look forward to helping you in the future.